Hello, this is Carol O'Rourke again. Today I want to talk about sudden infant death syndrome. It is also known as SIDS, S-I-D-S, or crib death. I don't know that much about the topic, but I've always wanted to know about it. I've not had anybody on either side of the families have an infant die of SIDS, and it seems like an interesting topic, and I thought I would do some research on it. I was going to do it on diabetes, but I know too much about diabetes, so I want to do it on SIDS. Sudden infant death syndrome, like I said, also known as SIDS, is an unknown death where the infant is found dead for no apparent reason. There have been researchers that have done research on the infants, and they have not came up with a reason why that these infants die. Um, there was an article that back in California that crib deaths have fallen from 110.5 per 100,000 live births in 1990, and it dropped to 47.2 per thousand live births in 1998. They have done all kinds of research on this, and they still have not found um, the reason why. And what causes SIDS, no one really knows. Does bed sharing cause SIDS? That they do not know either. There was an article published in the Pediatrics Journal back in 2006, and what these researchers found was that 39% of the infants did die while sleeping with someone either on a couch or a bed. But they say that these infants were more likely to have sleep risk while sleeping with blankets, sheets, bedding, or anything like, example, pillows or quilts. And they think that while both the parent and the baby are sleeping, that the baby had accidentally maybe, got a pillow on his face or got his nose too close. And now they don't want your babies to sleep on their bellies like they used to, because as they're laying on their stomachs, you turn their head, and if you look at it, their little noses are up against their bedding. And so now they want you to lay the babies on their backs, maybe their head turned a little bit, to where if they do vomit a little bit, or that it'll just drain from the side. Now, I have a grandson. Every time I see his picture, he's always got a pacifier in his mouth. And I've told my son, I said, you need to take that thing away from him. I said, it's not pretty. And then I got to reading more. I found an article about binkies, how that they may help prevent crib death. And what they have said, I found it in the Newsweek back in 2005, and the study that they did that prevented the pacifiers prevented the SIDS. The researchers believe that when the infants are sucking on the pacifiers push the tongue forward, and it may keep the airways more open. These researchers say that pacifiers have lowered the risk of SIDS, and I really don't know if I want to believe that or not. I've not done no more further research, but I would like to do more research on the pacifiers. I guess if you think about it, put it in the back of your mind, pretend that you do have a pacifier, or like say a straw. It does push your tongue forward, and I can see where it opens your airways. But they still haven't found any kind of research why SIDS happens or anything like that. Um, it's not a very pretty thing for parents to wake up and see that their infant has died of crib death. Things have changed a whole lot since my kids were born in the early 80s. I always laid them on their stomach with their head turned. Never even thought about laying them on their back because I would figure that if they, spit up their milk, that it would just more or less go down in their throat and it would strangle on it. But the research that they've done, they say that it's a lot better if you just put them on their back and have their head turned to where it'll flow out the side of their mouth. But the research, you know, there's a lot of good resources out there. I wish I could talk about it all day. Um, so I'm going to post the websites on the informative speech for you to do more research on. And if there's any other questions, please feel free to email me, and I will do my best to do the research. Like I said, it's interesting about the crib death. So if you have any questions, just call me. Bye.